Hey everybody, it's Jaime Pfeffer back with you again with another pick a card reading. And in this reading, we're going to be looking at what do your angels and guides want you to know about the upcoming full moon and lunar eclipse. Stick around to find out more. Okay, so for those of you that didn't know, on January 10th, we have a full moon called the Wolf Full Moon, and it's happening in Cancer. And we will also be experiencing a lunar eclipse at the same time. I don't know about you guys, but this energy has been so emotional, and there have been so many things that have come up for me personally since December 26th. And the reason that December 26th is important is because there was another eclipse on that date. So this period between these two eclipses has just been, oh my gosh, so much stuff has come up and broken free, and there's parts of me that want to come up and so much stuff. So anyways, I noticed myself, I've had periods of my own struggle and challenges, and I know that I, as an empath and as a clairsentient and a psychic, I have a tendency to tap into the collective unconscious. And I know that there's people out there that are struggling right now. And I know that there are people that need some answers or really are searching for answers from their higher self. So I think that that's it is a big part of why I'm doing this channel. Sometimes you can hear things from other people and they might sound totally right, but you might know in your gut, like, that's not right for me. So it's really important, and especially if you're watching this channel, my guess is you're someone that is starting to wake up to the fact that it doesn't feel right to you to be following in maybe your parents' footsteps or in this old tradition or this patriarchy. I hate to be the person doing the air quotes, but I'm going to do that. So anyways, that's a big part of my life, and it's taken me a long time to be able to move forward on certain things because I did have this fear of rejection, of stepping out of, the norm in what my family did or didn't do, or how they acted, or whether they went to certain things or didn't go to certain things. Well, now I consider myself kind of an expert on that because I've gotten over that fear, and I know that my soul is calling me to do something differently. So I've been able to do that in terms of just some different changes in my life, like homeschooling and moving to Florida. And we also have two homes, my husband and I. We have a house in Florida and we have a house here in Michigan. So anyways, back to the reading. I just want you to know that you're not alone. And if you are experiencing this type of thing right now, you're totally not alone and you're on the right track. So what I want you to do is, this is going to be a pick a card reading, so it will help you be involved in the process and you get to pick, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine releasing any energy from your energetic field that is not yours. Okay. And once you've done that, I want you to close your eyes again, and I want you to listen to the letters that I'm about to say to you, and I want you to pick the one that sticks out to you the most. And you might hear it and it might have a different sound, or for me, sometimes I actually see the letters and they kind of like pop out to me like in 3D. Okay, so close your eyes and really concentrate on choosing from your intuition or inner self. Whatever letter sticks out for you is the right one for you. So, do you want to pick card A, card B, or card C? And if you need to, feel free to pause the video and find the card, or card stack, I should say, because there's going to be more than one card for each one. So it's A, B, or C. And once you've got yourself there, we can continue. Okay, so if you picked card A, I want to let you know that the cards that I'm using today are a little bit different than what I normally use, but these are what I was called to use today, and I always use my intuition with everything that I do. So one of the first decks it's called the Self-Compassion deck, and I actually got this for my husband for Christmas, but it was really speaking to me. And so it's mindfulness-based practices. Another one is Divine Doors. The third one is Whispering Woods. And then the last one is the Romance Angels Oracle card deck, and this is by Doreen Virtue. I really feel like what a lot of people are experiencing is a shift in their romantic relationship. If it's not a romantic relationship, it's a relationship with someone who is a soulmate. And when I talk about soulmate, I'm not talking about your one and only soulmate in all of time. We all have a lot of different soulmates. Most often the people that we reincarnate with in our family of origin are soulmates. So we will reincarnate with these same people over and over again, and we'll take different roles in the family with these soul members. So I really feel like what's happening with a lot of people right now is a lot of karmic release. This is stuff that has happened in previous lifetimes that you are trying to break through. Okay. So let's start off. And I will also say, I don't always use the same exact cards for every stack. I really use my intuition a lot. So we're going to start you off with the Romance Angels. And this is for stack A. Anybody that chose stack A. Okay, so right off the bat, we got the card Trust. So this does show a couple together. So this says this situation is calling for you to have faith. So that's positive. Okay, what did I say? So the next card that popped out is Past Life Relationship. You have known each other before. So that's a beautiful confirmation. Okay, Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I'm also feeling and hearing, and as an intuitive and a psychic, I am going to go away from the cards if I feel that way. I'm also feeling like this is someone that you have a lot of passion with, but you also might have a lot of challenges with, okay? And then lastly, wow, okay. Wow, there were two cards together. So finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So this could be either for you or for your partner. Maybe that their financial or career issues are actually causing them to be at work more and you feel kind of left behind. Or maybe it's vice versa. I do notice that this woman has she has like a red fabric or dress on. So red is really about grounding. So it's very important that you ground yourself in your own reality right now. And then the last thing I got was express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So if you've been questioning, is it safe for me to express my love to this person? It's definitely safe. And I'm also feeling like it would really be good for you to express your love to yourself. You know, most of our relationships are a mirror, and sometimes it's not an exact mirror, but of the relationship that we have with ourself. So I was definitely hearing that. Passion. I feel like maybe your mate might feel like the passion has kind of gone out of your relationship. But we'll see. Okay. So next up is the Self-Compassion deck. And let's see what that has to say. And also I'm really noticing that there are hearts on this card and these cards have a lot of red on them. So again, I feel like this is an issue having to do with the root chakra. It has to do with maybe fears of abandonment or fears of engulfment. These two things happen between people. And it also has to do with your heart. So opening your heart, despite what's happened to you in the past, you still need to forgive and release and be able to open your heart again. So the cards that came out for you, stack A, for the Self-Compassion deck are Compassion for the Inner Critic. Pay attention to that self-critical voice within you. Try saying, I know you criticize me because you are suffering. I want to care for you. And then send yourself compassion. So sending yourself compassion is a really high vibration feeling. And if you're watching this channel, my guess is, unless you were guided here by your girlfriend or wife or someone else, you have a lot of compassion. You give a lot of compassion to other people. So this is asking, give some compassion to yourself. If you're beating yourself up, if you're taking something that somebody or your partner has said to you and you're really beating yourself up and tearing yourself up about it, have compassion for yourself and actually think to yourself, is this really true? Because I know for me, and that's how I learn and that's how I teach, is through myself. Sometimes people can say things to me and I'll take their word as gold. And I won't even consider the fact that I'm incredibly intuitive and that a lot of people aren't aware of their weaknesses, and they will deflect or project their own weaknesses onto other people, such as me. Woo! Great. This is something else that I just talked about, opening the heart. So here's how you're going to do this. Bring to mind someone with whom you're having a conflict. Notice the tension or heaviness that arises in your heart. Now send yourself compassion for 3 breaths and notice if there's a shift. So this is really spot on with what I was saying. I feel like these readings are for people that are having a difficult time right now in a relationship. And I really do feel like there is an empath narcissist thing going on here. It's a general reading, so if you would like a personal reading, please go down below and schedule a personal reading for me, and I can do that for you. But I'm really feeling like there's an empath narcissist thing going on here, and it's really important for you to have compassion for yourself and believe in yourself. Next up are the Divine Doors cards. I love these because these will tell you how to move forward from your angels and guides. So let's see what comes out. I love the size of these cards too. As a reader, they're amazing. Wow. Okay. So the first card out is birth. And I'm thinking of somebody that I know really well who is expecting. And what this card says is, another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. So whether or not you're expecting an actual child, or you're birthing a project, or you've got a part of you that's birthing, or a rebirth, please know that with this new birth, this rebirth, that a lot of blessings are going to be coming in for you. So this to me is a card of hope and optimism and saying, keep the faith. And lastly, we've got the Whispering Woods cards. So if you notice, I always knock on my cards. That clears the energy for me. Wow, okay. I knew this one was going to come out because I was having a hard time pronouncing it earlier when I looked through the deck. And the name of this one is Idle Hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. And I love this. These are little woodland creatures. I don't know if you can see that. There's a squirrel on there, and I think a possum. No, a little bunny, maybe. So this again is talking to me about slowing down, getting yourself grounded for sure, and taking some time out for you, taking out some relaxation time. I don't know about you, but I was going to take some time off yesterday, and I found myself just picking up things around the house. And, you know, it's like we're not anybody's maid, and it doesn't help to continually clean up after people, especially if we are overgiving to begin with. So what I'm feeling with this reading is that, ooh, okay, so we had a special card that just kind of flipped out, and it was 1111. And so the same, sorry about that, the same person that I was thinking about earlier, I happen to know that there is a significance with 1111. So I hope you're watching. And it says, numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. So 1111, you know, 11 is a master number. It's a builder number. And what I'm really getting for this is that you're building something new. You're building something independent. You have recently realized just how incredibly worthy you are. And up until this point, I feel like maybe you've questioned your worth. And a lot of that, it really wasn't your fault. You were taught at an early age, you were given a lot of responsibilities that really weren't appropriate for a child your age, but I'm not trying to cause any problems for anybody. And I do believe that we each pick our paths and then we kind of forget and we come here and have to figure it out. Anyways, everything is a lesson and everything is a blessing. And what this card is telling me in this entire reading is you can trust and you can open your heart again but I'm really feeling like this is about opening your heart to you. This is not about being resentful, and this is not about being cold and withholding from your spouse or the other person in your life. What it is about is knowing that you're entitled. That you're entitled. I feel like the other person in your life, and maybe several people in your life, they act entitled and they've kind of taken from you a lot. And, that's okay. That's their own journey, and we can't change anybody, and they have their own stuff that they've gone through and their own reasons for doing that. But what I'm hearing for you is you actually need a little bit more of that entitlement energy. I just heard queen energy. So it's really time for you to take your place and your role by stepping into your power. And stepping into your power means you're not going to let people walk all over you anymore. You're not even really going to get upset about it anymore because you're a queen and you've got this crown on and you're feeling so amazing about yourself. And it's not about being rude or pushy or aggressive or mean. It's really about, this is what I'm worth. Now I know it. And it's time for you or the other people to start stepping up in your life for you. And if they don't want to do that, that's okay. But it doesn't mean that you need to go back down into this servant mode. Or I feel like there might even been a past life when you were a servant, and that might be what this is stemming from. I feel like you do like all the cooking and all the cleaning and all the running around for the family and most of the grocery shopping. And, it's 2020. It's 2020. And 2020 is really about equal partnerships and relationships, or at least much more equal than they have been before. So that's what I'm getting for you, Stack A. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Hi to everyone that chose Stack B, and I'm so happy that you're here. I'm going to be using a couple different decks today, starting out with the Romance Angel Oracle card deck from Doreen Virtue. I'm really feeling like this is a relationship issue right now. Okay, so your first card out is Romantic Feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And the next card out is Love Yourself First. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And this card did come out reversed, upside down. So that is really making me feel like you're not loving yourself first. You're really kind of twisting and turning and molding yourself to get another person to like you, which is totally normal. Everybody does it, and it seems like it would work, but really what attracts people is authenticity and self-love. And like I was saying before, when you love yourself first, most of your relationships are a mirror of yourself, of your relationship with yourself. So when you love yourself first, that's going to make all of your other relationships better. I'm hearing that you may have been told directly or indirectly when you were a child that loving yourself was selfish, and that is not true. A lot of what's happening right now is these old paradigms of, the woman has to take care of everything and all of that kind of stuff. They're shifting. They're shifting, and women can feel this because that's where the intuition is. And people are getting backlash. And I guess I should say the divine feminine and divine masculine, because it could be either gender. I felt like there was another one that needed to come out for here. Wow, that's too many. So give me one more card for Stack B. What do their angels and guides want them to know? Okay, I saw retreat twice. So take a step back from this relationship. I feel like I heard clinginess, so I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Take a step back, and I'm hearing I'm seeing playfulness. I saw that twice too. So take a step back, really get to know yourself, enjoy yourself. I feel like the person that you're dealing with, I'm hearing narcissist, might have narcissistic tendencies, might be a workaholic, some other type of holic or addict. That can be anything from shopping to, and you know what? This is a generational thing. So this person might not even be drinking or using drugs or whatever. The behaviors still get passed. So they might be a little bit emotionally unavailable. And you also might be making it too easy for them. You're too available. Okay. Okay, so now I got make the effort. I really feel like this is about you. This is about you making the effort for yourself, you getting to know yourself, you making a list of what are my top 10 strengths? What's awesome about me? Make a list, write down 25 things that you love about yourself, okay? That is going to help you feel better, and it's also going to start getting the vibration out there that you love yourself and that you're amazing. So that's what I'm getting there first. And then I'm going to go into the divine doors. And the reason I knock on the cards is to clear them. Okay, so we got 1111 again. Card A, or stack A had this. And it says numbers and doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. So 1111 is also a card about foundations and building something new, building something that's sturdy. So again, I'm hearing this is really about loving yourself. You may have been looking to this other person to take care of your needs or your emotions. It probably sparked something in them that is unhealed. And that can be a fear of engulfment if you're getting too close. Some people just need, some people just need more space. I know for me, I need space. I'm an empath. My field is so open, and I'm also an introvert. So I reflect on things. I'm also an air sign. I reflect on things. I spend a lot of time in the mental body, and I spend a lot of time contemplating. So I love being with certain people, but I also need my own space, and I can feel their energy. So if they're not doing well, it can be transferred over to me if they're not taking responsibility for their own feelings, and that's not a good thing. It doesn't help the relationship. It actually causes enmeshment, which isn't good. It's not healthy, although many of us have experienced it as children. Okay, great. So next up is the card of palmistry, and it says fortune and tarot, collective destiny. The palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. So this doesn't necessarily mean you need to go get your palm read. It's telling you you're receiving intuitive guidance, whether it's through messages, whether it's through this video. This is validation that you are receiving intuitive guidance, and that is what you should follow. That is what is going to help you the most. And then 1111 came up again. So 1111 really reminds me of the Four of Wands in the Tarot. And it's really the happy family card. It's a husband and wife who just got married, who are they have their hands up, and it's like, here comes the bride. So again, you've got to work on your own foundation, really, really loving yourself. Start looking at yourself like other people would see you, and get to know what you like and understand that you are worthy, you are lovable. And yeah, so that's what I'm getting for that. And then lastly, we have the Whispering Woods. And I want to just say, I've gone through that type of work, and it can be incredibly, incredibly difficult. If you feel like cast out or you're dependent on someone else, it can feel so difficult when they say that they need space. The really important thing is that man's rejection is God's protection. Not saying that this other person is a bad person or that they're even rejecting you. Oftentimes, it's about a fear of rejection. So you may have a fear of abandonment, and that person cannot take that fear away from you, even though it feels like it. I'm really feeling like this is something that happened with your parents. And that's also very common. Our parents hurt us. They injure us. They don't mean to do it. It happens to every child. It's basically part of being human. It's like part of the human experience. The child looks to the parent like a god because the child is too small and too immature to understand any better. And then the parent, of course, falls from grace because they're not perfect. So this is really about you facing a fear of rejection and understanding that a lot of what's happening isn't really even about the person that you think it's about. That person is actually reminding you of something that you grew up with. And what happens is we grow up in these environments, and then we recreate these environments later in life so that we can actually work through them and transcend them. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. This is great. Okay. So the last card that I got for you is Flow. And this is from the Whispering Woods deck. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. So I feel like I actually have this image of somebody that's like trying to walk up a hill and like all of this water is like pouring down on the hill, on them from the hill. That is not going with the flow. I feel like that is where you could have been recently. You've kind of been like this with another person and it's just not getting you anywhere. You feel rejected and cast aside. They feel like you're trying to like put a bag around them and suffocate them perhaps. Again, and what they're experiencing is the same thing as what you're experiencing. It's the other way. You've come up for them in their life so that they can transcend something that they experienced in their childhood. And they've come up with you so that you can transcend something that happened in your childhood. They're just presenting it, but it's a different person than the person that it actually really occurred with. The other thing that's really strange, if you're new to past lives or anything, is that this could go back like several different lives. You guys could have, or you could have been in this situation several times and you never overcame it. So unfortunately, or fortunately, we are students of life and we will keep coming back until we overcome certain things. So that is what I got. And those are your messages, Stack B. I think that was pretty clear. And give the video a like if you haven't and leave me a positive comment if it helped you. Thank you. See you soon. Bye. Okay, Stack C. I'm always so excited by the time I get to Stack C. I feel really cool and ready to go. So Stacks A and B were very interesting and they were different. They were alike, but they were also different. So I'm really curious to see what Stack C has in store for us. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to do a romance oracle card or oracle cards. Okay, same thing as Stack B so far. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So this is so crazy for many of us who were taught that we needed to give and give and give to other people, but we gotta love ourselves first. That's a big theme of this coming year. There's a lot of changes going on. There will be a lot of changes. And it's going to be necessary that you love yourself first. Okay, so I saw this card once and it did end up coming out, and it is pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So if you chose Stack C and you've noticed or you felt some kind of tricky or slippery behavior, pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore those signs. Next out, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, so getting to know each other. What this is saying to me is don't pour your heart out to this person. Take it very slow. I'm seeing a turtle. Maybe share one thing about yourself and then see if they reciprocate. And then maybe see if they choose to share something. As an empath, and if you're watching this, I'm guessing that you're very trusting or you've been very trusting, or with certain people, you feel very trusting. You're probably somebody who's very trustworthy. You're probably the one who's consistent, safe, dependable, loving, nurturing. And my guess is that you attract people that are not those qualities. So what's going to be happening for you in 2020 is you are stepping into your power more. You are going to be using your discernment more. And discernment is something that comes, it's an advanced spiritual technique. And it's something that comes with wisdom. You learn it after a while. You don't have discernment the day you're born. You learn it after you've been through certain situations. And you really learn it when you're learning how to trust your vibes, to trust your gut. And I feel like if you chose Stack C, this is where you're at right now. Get to know each other, but slow, okay? Don't feel like you need to give this person anything. Don't feel like you owe this person anything. You're not obligated to give anything back, even if somebody gives to you. The true meaning of a gift is that there are no strings attached, okay? The next card out is free yourself. So I don't know if you're up in your head about this or what's going on, but it says it's time to take back control of your life. So the card is a unicorn and it's inside of a wooded gate. The good thing is this unicorn can stand up and walk easily right over this gate, and that's exactly what you can do. And I heard that the way that you can do that is pull your energy back in, okay? We all have a way to put our energy out, and if you're an empath or you tend to that kind of way of life, you probably walk around with your energy out all day long because you think that everybody's like you. I know this because I do this. I still do this. And I have to remind myself every day. Everybody is not like you, unfortunately. Empaths are very rare. There are a lot of people right now that are making a big hullabaloo about empaths and that they're an empath. There's a lot of people out there that are not really empaths that say they are, okay? If you tend to see the good in everybody, if you give, and if you feel people's energy and you've been feeling it for a very, very, very long time, if you tend to stay in things well past their expiration date because you think that you'll be able to help somebody or save them, you might be an empath, okay? So a good thing for you to do is pull your energy in. You can visualize doing this. You can actually use your hands like this. Keep your energy close to you. If you're out in the forest, shoot your energy out as far as you can. If you're near a lake, shoot your energy out as far as you can. Anywhere natural. If you're around crystals, shoot your energy out as far as you can so you can soak up that stuff. If you're around babies or children, you can shoot your energy out. If you're not, your best bet is to really hold your energy in and not to the point where you're like this, but just keep it close to you. Keep yourself somewhat protected, not paranoid, but you want to use discernment and you want to allow people to show you who they are. And I think that if you're watching this, you already have people showing you who you are. The problem is that they tell you something different and then you believe them over your own red flags. So, the other way that you can get past this is forgiving and learning. So forgiving is not releasing it and letting the person do exactly the same thing to you over and over again. That is not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is, I made a mistake trusting that person. I forgive myself. I made a mistake. I'm human. I'm going to forgive this person because they also made a mistake and they're human. I'm going to learn from this by not doing the exact same thing. Now, if you're in a marriage or, this is your spouse or something like that, at some point, you're going to have to decide, do I want to let them back in or am I done with this, right? You can do that by going very slow, okay? Go slow. If somebody really cares about you and if you feel unsafe and you have a reason to question their trustworthiness, there is nothing wrong with going as slow as possible and letting them show you who they are or who they're becoming if they tell you that they're changing, okay? All right, so that's it with those cards. Next up, I'm going to go to the self-compassion deck. And let's see what wants to come out here. Whoa, okay. Ha! Beautiful. And like I was just saying, only human. Consider one of your heroes or role models, right? They're only human. They're human. What 3 things do you have in common with them as a human being? I feel like this card is because you might devalue yourself. You might downplay your strengths and everything that you have to offer. And I feel like there might be a person in your life, and there might have been many people in your life who have taken advantage of you and who have not mirrored back to you the amazing, magnificent person that you are. Beautiful. Okay. Stand up guy or gal is the next card. It says, regardless of the outcome, can you give yourself credit for a time you stood up for what was right? So this is saying, stand up for yourself. You don't need to go fighting this person, but stand up for yourself and love yourself enough to remove your energy or pull in your energy or stop giving and pouring your energy into someone who is not reciprocating it to you. I feel like this is a narcissistic person. This reading is for an empath. This reading is not for somebody who has narcissistic traits or narcissistic personality disorder. These cards and what I'm saying right now would be detrimental in the hands of a narcissist because they would give that person justification to continue doing the manipulative and controlling things that they do to make themselves feel good, okay? If you're watching this and you're not an empath, these messages aren't for you. Or you aren't a highly sensitive person, or you aren't someone who has a lot of compassion or who is nurturing and loving. If you're someone who is me, I'm the best, nobody else is good as me, I'm special, so I get to do these special things and nobody else in my family gets to, that's a narcissist or a narcissistic tendencies. This video is not for them. If you're asking yourself if you're a narcissist and you're afraid of it, you're probably not a narcissist. Narcissists are proud of who they are. They're proud of their big egos. Most of them. There are covert narcissists, though. Those are people that hide it. Okay. Oh, I love this. This is so beautiful. So I picked this one up backwards, and it's this fawn. Aw. It's a fawn, and the fawn is taking a nap. I feel like you've been through a lot. You might have been beaten down by another person. Not physically. Gosh, I hope not. If you were, you need to get out immediately. There are hotlines. There are so many things. But I feel like this is much more covert. This could be a really charismatic person that you're dealing with who just happens to pull the right strings. And it causes you to feel like you're the one to blame. You might be going around and around in your head. Wow. Okay, so I just looked at this and it is forbearance. And it says, do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. So what this is telling me is, don't allow this situation to make you completely close down your heart. You have a beautiful heart. Please do not lose hope or faith. And if you are empathic or you have empathic tendencies, clear your energy because you've probably absorbed some of this other person's stuff. Most empathic people I know are joyful, happy people. They are positive. They wake up. They see the best in everything. They want to help society. They want to help the world. Don't allow this one person, this one thing of darkness to come and ruin you because you are influenced. You are influenced by other things. That's kind of the nature of being empathic. But discernment over time will help you to break free from that. And you can also learn how to shield your energy, and you can learn how to walk away and do other things. So your last cards are the Divine Doors, and this one wanted to come up. And this one is Distant Dream. The distance calls your heart to roam free. As you dare dream it, so must it be. So what this is really telling me for you, Stack C, is that really put your focus on something that you love, something else. You might think that you love this person. I think that this person reminds you of someone in your childhood that was emotionally unavailable. A mother, a father, a caregiver, somebody that you were very close with that influenced you. And this person is just triggering these old wounds, and it's making things really difficult for you. It's not what you deserve. You deserve a lot better. And it's so interesting. I just shuffled again and Distant Dream came up again. So the distance calls your heart to roam free. So I'm really feeling like do some cord cutting with your heart. Let yourself break free of this toxic connection. It's beneath you. It's beneath you. You deserve better. And everybody has the capability to help themselves. Everybody has the capability to give. And if they want something, they will give to it. So remember, look at what the actions and behaviors are of this person and what I just said, and not at what they're saying, because I feel like they come in and sweet talk you or try to like manipulate you or control you. And that can be by buying you gifts or, lavishing you with things or being really sweet to you or telling you that they can't live without you and all that kind of stuff. And that's not an appropriate thing to do with someone that you've just treated really poorly or that you've treated poorly repeatedly. You are not responsible for anyone's happiness, and you deserve to be happy because you are happy. You are naturally happy, light, and joyful. So, maybe take a nap, allow yourself to dream, pay attention to your dreams. Think about a dream that you had that maybe you put on the back burner for this other person, directly or indirectly. Bury that up and get back into you. And that is the last thing that I've heard that your angels and guides want you to know. So thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I am wishing you so many blessings during this full moon and eclipse. It's been rocky, it's been bumpy, but it's almost over. And I've also heard that this is going to be the hardest full moon of the year. So after this, we're going to have a lot of big breakthroughs and a lot of positive things happening. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.